I've noticed something. You've probably noticed this too if you're if you're paying careful attention. It's going to be wise for us nowadays to really be careful consumers of information, just media, so much information coming at us. For example, sometimes we will see a person quoted. There's the question, quotation, and the quote is real, but it's taken out of context. This happens, or if the quote is communicated perhaps via video or an audio recording, it's possible that the quote has been edited in such a way that it's misleading, or it's incomplete, and therefore it's dishonest. It is not, in other words, it's not accurately communicating what this person actually intended to say. Here, I'll give you an example of what I'm talking about. This is a very simple example, but here's a video clip that seems to be saying something really, really terrible. This seems just terrible. Here, take a watch, take a look.
I hate my mom.
Now that's a pretty rotten thing for a person to say, right? Yes, it is. Yeah, and clearly I said it. I mean, there it is. You saw it. It's right there on video. You saw it. You heard it. It's right. But it's not the whole comment in context. That's the point. This is what you just saw. That's a portion of what I said, and it was edited to make it look like I said something else, to make it look like I said something terrible. Here, take a look now at the whole comment.
It would be crazy for me to say, like, I hate my mom. That'd be nuts, because it's not true. I love my mother. I love her very, very much.
Much different, right? Yeah, much different. The actual meaning of what I said was completely changed. In fact, the meaning is totally turned around to say the opposite in the edited version. It's still my words, but it's saying the opposite of what I said, right? Yeah, now, that's a very simple example. I know, I admit, very, very simplified, but my point is still true. The point is still valid. It's important for us to be careful. We need to be careful these days. Even if we see something in quotes. Again, the quote might be real, but or if we are watching video or hearing audio of a person's remarks, it's not uncommon nowadays that the purveyors of information have an agenda. They have an agenda. They've got a bias, and that's in what they're doing. They've got an axe to grind, and in many cases, or I should say, at least in some cases, it doesn't matter to them if they're communicating dishonestly. They don't care as long as they can convince people to take their side. That's where we're at. I'm not saying don't read anything. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying don't watch or listen to the media. I'm not saying that at all. What I am saying, though, is, and you probably already know this, so I'm just reminding you, be careful. we need to be wise. If something sounds like it's really, really out there or just incredibly strange, not a bad idea to double check. I mean, people do say strange things, so I mean, that could happen, but just maybe find a couple of other sources first to corroborate before we pass these things along. See, it's helpful for us now, especially those of us who are followers of Jesus. We're supposed to be truth tellers. So it's going to be very helpful for us to be responsible. Even, we could use this word, even be savvy in how we consume information and how we pass along information.